Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago, broken down by Christina Bobb on her own show on RSBN, where she's also got a show as a show person. And
so I won't.
Here she is. So she's coming on as Trump's lawyer and a host. Isn't she an OAN host, or was? So anyways, like and subscribe. Let's see what she has to say. I might have to jut out of this one too because it's long. I reserve the right to not give a fuck after a bit. Move ahead, move ahead, move ahead. Jump ahead.
Marjorie Taylor Greene weigh in on her thoughts, and then
what if she doesn't have any? That happens a lot.
We'll have gubernatorial candidate from Arizona, Carrie Lake,
to come on to show me how to put my IFB in so it doesn't look like I've got a catheter shoved in my ear hole. It goes up over your ear, dude. You don't just let it.
Weigh in it on.
God, this is hard. I'm so used to just doing rallies and just saying the same shit over and over again
As well.
I'm not used to him losing this bad.
But I want to first bring in Christina Bobb, Trump attorney, Save America, joins us. And Christina, you were there on the ground while FBI
Did they make her lie on the ground? This is terrible.
agents raided Mar-a-Lago yesterday morning. You want to
by raid,
walk us through what you saw and what it really means, and maybe what they were actually looking for.
Yeah, tell us what you can tell us, and don't dodge anything. And because you were there, you can actually show the warrant. You've got a copy of it. You're his legal representation. Christina Bobb can absolutely. Oh wait, sorry, they're allowed. Let me see. Hold on, I'll bring it down.
As well, Christina.
Right. Well, it came as a shock to everybody. Nobody really expected this to happen because President Trump himself.
Well, yeah, I mean, if he had qualified legal personnel, they would probably know. You know, his legal representation, if they were worth any shit at all, they would have been aware it was going to happen if they didn't comply to certain things because they would have had an idea of these kind of things. But anyways, you were saying.
As well as his legal team have been very cooperative with everything. The FBI and the Department of Justice have,
except the 15 boxes of classified shit, but everything else.
Have wanted to do. They've allowed the FBI and DOJ onto the premises before.
Oh, how sweet of them.
You know, let
a party
them see whatever it was that they wanted to see. So,
yeah, you can see all the stuff. You just can't take any of it, and don't look in those boxes.
So the raid was really unnecessary and a bit overkill, considering we had never withheld anything from them in the past.
Well, then what did they leave with?
But anyway, they decided to.
Anyways, so it's an FBI guys thing, and they was fine.
Raid, and you know, Mar-a-Lago is closed right now. President Trump is up in New Jersey and New York for the summer, so there's not really a lot of staff on site.
No, there's not a lot of people. Jesus Christ, this is louder than the other videos. Beg your pardon.
And everything's kind of shut down for the summer season, so there was nobody really there. I got a call.
Shut down for the summer season? In Florida?
Call that said, hey, the FBI showed up at
I guess the skiing sucks this time of year. Or
Mar-a-Lago, can you get down there? Because I live in the area. So I
You're local. He's like, who do I have that's eminently qualified? No one. Who do I have that's reasonably qualified? Nah. Who do I have that's close? Christina Bobb.
I responded and then
send her in.
Ended up being the representative from the legal team on behalf of President Trump. There were other attorneys there as well. I don't know if they have mentioned themselves publicly, so I won't say their names. But
I don't even know them personally. Do you know their names? I don't know their names. Did they say anything? Have they said anything about me? Did they mention me?
There was at least one other one there.
At least.
And I mean,
I recognized at least one other lawyer from his team, I think.
You know, it's what you'd see in a movie where the FBI rolls up with a bunch of SUVs and vans and all their gear, and they just raided the place.
They just raided the place.
They didn't toss it like you.
They didn't. Okay, there we go. They didn't toss it. They didn't really raid it.
See, you know, in like a drug movie or something. They were.
Yeah, drug movie. I watched. Have you watched? It's on Netflix. Drug movie. It's so good. I mean, it's a little generic for me. It's no Sicario, but it'll do. Drug movie 2. This time it's about drugs.
We're respectful, and
they didn't toss the place.
As far as
so you're saying they left the salad bar alone?
I could tell, put everything back where they found it, except for what they took.
Right, legally.
But
they put everything back where they found it. They were nice. They were professional. They weren't criminal. They didn't kick in any fucking doors. They didn't raid the goddamn place. They served a search warrant in a respectful way.
yeah. I mean, they went through everything. There was a lot of them.
Let's talk about some of the misinformation that we.
Yeah, like that they occupied the place. Some asshole told me that they occupied Mar-a-Lago. Did you hear that? Some fuckwad said occupied. Like, what kind of an asshole?
Might be reading on social media and maybe coming out from various news sites. President Trump didn't physically take anything from the White House. Let's explain that.
Like, because he didn't carry shit?
Well, President Trump himself did
No shit. Yeah, we know he had movers. The fuck?
not. I don't think anybody would think first.
No, he just said, take that classified shit. The Saudis wanted that really bad. They're going to pay cha-ching. That box over there, I wrote Trump Tower Moscow on it. Make sure that gets on there. I'm not touching it. No fingerprints. Of course he didn't take it.
For a second that President Trump, is a do-it-yourself kind of mover where
Dude, he's not a do-it-yourself kind of anything.
he moved himself. Certainly he had staff and others that packed up all of his belongings
Yes.
and
Yeah, the help. We get it.
put everything in the moving van and shipped it off to.
Yeah, it's their fucking fault, okay? I never even saw those assholes before, okay? They came to me, they were highly recommended, but they turned out to be, I think, Democrats. Most of them just got me coffee and took a few fucking couple of, one of them looked like Hillary in a hat.
Mar-a-Lago. So President Trump himself didn't actually pack anything to leave the White House. So there's
Well, then why didn't some of the shit that got packed up that was classified end up at anybody else's fucking house? How come none of the staff? I mean, maybe they want to talk to Mark Meadows about this. Maybe they already have. Were there other classified boxes that ended up at other people? Why did all the missing classified shit end up at Mar-a-Lago?
a number of issues that anybody bringing any type of charge saying that trying to claim that he removed classified information or whatever.
Or whatever.
They're going to have a hard time proving that he actually even knew anything was in the box.
They negotiated the return of it for months. They've been in negotiation. He hasn't talked to his lawyers at all about what was taken and what wasn't taken. He came by when they got the other shit, when they, like popped in. Remember, they say he popped in. When he popped in, did anybody go, we accidentally took a bunch of classified shit, boss. We got to give it back. And he didn't go, oh, fuck. How did that happen? I wasn't around when we were leaving. I was too busy denying America a peaceful transfer of power for the first time in a couple hundred years. So I missed it. I was drinking so heavily. I slept through the whole fucking thing. They gave me a sedative and I slept through the packing because I can't deal with it. It's too stressful to move. But yeah, just give it back to him. No, he popped in and went, they what? No, we're keeping that shit over there. Don't tell him about the stuff in the basement.
Boxes or anywhere else. I don't think there was anything of substance that was removed as far as the documents go. I think this is
Oh yeah? You don't?
a case where DOJ and the FBI under
Please
the
tell me
Biden
there's a
administration is just
Don Jr.
trying
video.
to criminalize and really prosecute their predecessor. They can say, "Oh, we can't tell you, we can't give
Well,
you
if they
the
didn't take
details
anything of
because
substance,
it's privilege or it's confidential
Why would that be?
information."
Why wouldn't it just be that it's
Subject
the
to national
FBI's job to
security
return
concerns,
stuff?
so we can't tell you,
And
but we're
the
just
date
going
was
to
up,
prosecute.
and they were like, "We're going to give you
The
6
most
more months to get
famous-
this shit back to
Hold
us."
on a second.
And the 6-month date passed, and they went, "Okay, go fucking pick it up," because that's more than likely what
August
happened. 9th. Beyond the other classified shit. The National Archives and the Presidential Records Act is a serious thing, and if you got 6 months to leaf through this shit, and if you don't leaf through it in those 6 months and you fuck around, we're gonna just send people down to pick up all the fucking boxes, and we'll sort through it, and we'll send you shit back. And they went, okay, whatever, and then they came back in 6 months, which is almost the exact timing of it, and picked it all up.
This is something we see in dictatorships and third world
Banana republics.
countries. It tends to indicate that a nation is in decline.
No, this indicates that our country is not allowing itself to decline.
When
No, banana republics, again, fuckos like Trump in other countries end up just taking whatever the fuck they want and leaving and living on some island somewhere.
a new leader prosecutes their predecessor. So it's not a good look for us.
Yeah, It's not a good look for him.
As a nation right now, but
no, it looks fine. People all over the world are like, why the fuck did they just let him get away with shit?
I don't think the Biden administration or the crazy Democrats that are in control right now care about what we look like. They only care about power.
Yeah, just expanding NATO power, for example, with 2 new countries, and increasing our economic power by the dollar being bulletproof.
And they're willing to do anything to get it.
Anything. I mean, obviously, getting a warrant first.
It's very clear, based on the statute, on the evidence that we know exists or doesn't exist, the documents that exist and doesn't exist.
These non-existent or existent existences.
There are no crimes committed. There are no crimes here.
No crimes at all. And as his lawyer, I am authorized to say that because I'm not under oath or in a court.
No president has ever been prosecuted for something that they've removed from the White House on their way out of office.
Yeah, none of them have tried to take classified materials that could be sold to foreign interests in a further expansion of their financial power or their personal power.
It's completely unprecedented.
This is Christina Bobb. She is Trump's lawyer and an OAN host.
Hillary Clinton got an email saying you need to return the $200,000 worth of whatever furniture and goods that you took from the White House. There's no
and they did.
Prosecuting.
And they did. And they did.
I think this is clearly
Did she fight for 18 months and say, fuck you, come get it?
Situation where they're looking for a way that they can easily prosecute President Trump.
Yeah, and they just, the easiest way is just go get the evidence of crime he has on his property. I mean, these assholes, it's like they don't want to work for a living.
They want to do it under a national security type guise because
this is where we were. Boy, was that fucking pitiful.
It's the most popular president and probably most famous president in American history.
No, infamous maybe. I'm going to eat something because I've been sitting here for a long time. I've had this bar staring at me in the face. Pardon me for eating on camera. It's a shitty streamer thing to do, but is he cooperating? No.
So it's, cloak and dagger. They're trying to...
Cloak and dagger. They didn't sneak in, motherfucker.
Shield what they're doing and prevent the American public from really understanding it.
No, you are. You're a lawyer, present. They had to provide you with the search warrant. You're the one hiding it.
And it's disgusting.
It is. Now, I spent some time on Twitter in some of these live chat rooms where people were talking.
Yeah. At any time during that, did the screen behind your guest shut down?
People right now
and become a screensaver?
Are fearing that...
with the words bouncing around? Did you guys just see that? Watch.
Is. Now...
Where the fuck? They took Mar-a-Lago.
I spent some time on Twitter.
I'm going to make Mar-a-Lago disappear.
Rooms where people were talking. A lot of people right now...
Whoa. Eat that, Chris Angel.
are fearing that... maybe evidence will be planted against.
Yeah, that's what'll happen.
President Trump, and I don't know if you can.
You know what I'm worried about? Samsung getting free advertising.
You can or you cannot address. Has that been talked about at all?
I'm sorry. I just realized my background went out. Do you want me to stop it?
No,
No, leave it.
You can stop it. That's fine. But anyway, it doesn't. You still look good.
Stop it.
Good with a black background. But
I even tried before we started. I was like, I don't know how to work the screen.
I don't know how to make the Samsung motherfucker.
Screensaver might go off. So
well,
sorry.
That's okay. But
jiggle the mouse.
Are you worried?
Mm-hmm. Is there a chance, and I'm spitballing here, is there a small chance that he might have some phones or electronic devices from a company, I don't know, a Korean one comes to mind, I don't know why, that might have incriminating stuff on it that they might have taken?
That something will be planted on the president that was not something they took from Mar-a-Lago?
Well, we went through everything, and there wasn't anything of substance in there. So if they try to claim that there was something really damning, that will be very concerning to me. I genuinely don't believe that there's anything like that there. However, I think it's more likely than not that they will come up with a bogus charge with little to no evidence. Like if they find something that was classified secret that has no significant meaning, whether it is meaningful or not.
Oh, you mean like the stuff they were using against Hillary Clinton that turned out to be nothing?
They could prosecute anyway. I think that's much more likely. Planting evidence,
Samsung.
they're not above it for
Samsung.
sure. But
Samsung.
I don't think they
I
even
don't know why I can't think of anything but Samsung. I don't know what.
need to go that far.
Samsung.
I think it's Washington, D.C. I think they found a magistrate that's friendly to their cause, and they decided to,
Yeah, did they find a justice o' the peace as well?
Move forward. I think that we will see problems with them, but I don't think they're going to get
Oh, yes.
as far as they would like to get.
Okay, let's talk about the public reaction that we're seeing. We saw a large group of people gathered outside Mar-a-Lago yesterday afternoon and well into the
there were almost 24
late evening.
The same assholes who float boats by his place all the time when they know he's there, like fucking believers.
President obviously receiving a lot of support on social media as well, not from just your American First type, MAGA supporters, but
other people who might be incriminated in his actions as well.
Moderate Republicans that might not have necessarily been in President Trump's camp before, has reached out to the president on social media to say, hey, this is not what we do here in this country. This is a banana republic.
Pay no attention to the man behind that curtain.
Do you want to share your thoughts on what you're hearing on social media and perhaps what you might have felt from the Trump camp?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. People are looking at this going, holy cow,
holy cow.
They're going to prosecute, they want to try to prosecute
a criminal,
Donald Trump, for the sole purpose of making sure he can't run again because
well, if they're not successful in their prosecution because they don't have evidence, why would he have any worries about running again?
He's so popular. This is something
he's so popular.
We see in dictatorships. It's not something we see in freedom-loving America. I mean,
well, actually, it is. Because we're all equal under the law.
Never in the history of the country have we seen Joe Biden, a president, go after and prosecute
cold-blooded
their predecessor.
Just a beast. Biden's just a monster. He's like a Machiavellian saint. He's fucking like John Constantine. I don't know how he does it.
And that is largely one of the reasons that Donald Trump didn't as aggressively pursue Hillary Clinton
because he was afraid they would look at him.
It's not the type of country we live in. We live in a freedom-loving.
Yeah, that's why. He was like, I would do it, but this is for America. I know I ran on it, and I know there's nothing there, and if I swing and miss, everybody's going to call me out for being a liar, so I'll just leave it.
Country where it's the people who choose the leaders. And Joe Biden is trying to eliminate his competition for 2024 by...
Wait a minute. They raided DeSantis' house too?
By prosecuting Donald Trump. I mean, it's disgusting, it's illegal, and it needs to...
It's not illegal.
...be addressed.
It's being addressed. You're addressing it right now. Oh my God, free speech has been torn away.
Well, Christina, let me ask you, do you think the Biden administration knew that this was...
Of course I think they did, Bubba.
...going to happen?
We've heard most of her shit. Unless she's going to share something, I want to jump ahead to the MTG stuff.
They're denying any knowledge of this, but how would they allow...
Of course they did. Oh my God.
The FBI to do such a raid that would paint the Biden administration... I mean, we thought the biggest failure so far has been the abandonment in Afghanistan, but...
The abandonment in Afghanistan. What did we abandon? Oh, right, the Forever War. We abandoned the Forever War.
Now you can almost say the persecution of a former president is now going to define the Biden presidency. So in your
totally
opinion, did they know about this?
Of course they knew about this. Merrick Garland, you honestly believe that anybody in the FBI, which is part of the Department of Justice, let's be clear, the FBI and the Department of Justice are not separate. They all fall under the Attorney General. You think...
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the FBI could investigate people in the Department of Justice because they have independence in that regard. The Department of Justice can't call them off in that regard if they're in the wrong.
Anybody in the FBI is going to raid the home, the personal residence of Donald Trump without letting the Attorney General know?
It's interesting she makes the distinction between personal residence and home, kind of backs away from it while the word Samsung slams into her head.
There's no way. There's absolutely
No
no
way.
way. And
No way.
God, let's pretend for a second that that's what happened. Let's pretend that this is a bunch of rogue people here in Florida.
Why would it be rogue? They would just be following the DOJ's lead on an ongoing case. He just hit trigger dates, asshole.
That decided to do this without telling the Attorney General. People would have been fired by now. We would have seen people fired.
Why?
We would have seen statements coming out condemning it.
Why? No.
But instead, if I recall correctly, CNN was reporting that they were cheering in the West Wing. So the fact...
Well, I mean, because they didn't know about it. They were as surprised as the rest of us. They thought it was fucking hilarious.
They're now coming out and disavowing this. And
if they're cheering, they were. That's what the rest of us did. Why wouldn't they be?
Distancing themselves from this shows how...
And by the way, hearing a bunch of people go, "Oh my fucking God," that's exactly what I would expect from people who went, "Look, just do your job. Don't tell me about it, especially if it's political. Do what's right. I don't want to hear about it. I'll find out like everybody else does. Don't spoil the ending for me. I want to watch this."
How this is resonating with the American people.
It's resonating pretty well, actually. I don't know if it's the tone of it or the sine wave, the frequency of it, but my nipples are hard.
Because if this if this actually resonated with the American people and people wanted this to happen, they wouldn't be disowning it. They would be owning it and saying, yes, we are, strong on criminal justice and we're going to hold people accountable and we're going to root out corruption.
Well, that's what I've been saying. I mean, I feel okay about that. Yeah.
But the American people don't like it. And
no, they don't like it.
So now they have to distance themselves from it because they screwed up.
Or they just have to go, yeah, we're not engaged with them on that. They have to follow the law.
Let's talk about how the world views.
Yes, how is Taiwan feeling about
what happened?
What does China think?
Some of these other outside the U.S., they're looking at this and saying, wait a minute,
wait a minute. What if we could do this? What if we could hold our leaders who are criminals accountable? Holy shit.
I guess this is one way you can ensure that a very popular president with the people is ever removed from running again. What do you think the world reaction has been that you've...
Yeah. Christina, you've called the world.
Seen or heard so far?
It lowers our standing.
It totally does. To have had him as a president, sure.
I mean, I can't speak specifically to what certain leaders have
because I'm just talking out of my ass right now.
Said, but it absolutely lowers our standing, and there's plenty of research that indicates.
Yes, there's a lot of research. Most of the research I've been involved in.
You've seen
research
or heard so far.
It lowers our standing. I mean, I can't speak specifically to what certain leaders have said, but it absolutely lowers our standing, and there's plenty of research that indicates when a country...
Yeah, you search and then you research. The second time you're searching.
...prosecutes their predecessor, it indicates that country is in decline.
Or they're getting out of an apartheid-like situation, or they're actually righting the ship after a period of decline, or their last leader was just a fucking crook. That happens.
And it lowers their world standing. And unfortunately, that is the state of the United States at the moment. Obviously, they haven't actually indicted.
Yeah, obviously.
Donald Trump.
Not yet.
I think that's probably what they want to do.
Well, don't threaten me with a good time.
I don't think it's a good idea, but they might try it.
You're his lawyer. Why would you think it's a good time? Well, fees.
Get very far, but
well, he's not going to pay you. He's not. Is this a bad time to tell her? He's going to stiff you. He's going to stiff you. No pun intended. He's going to stiff you on your bills. He's not going to pay for your legal fees. He's not going to pay his legal fees.
They'll play their games. We've seen them go after him relentlessly. That I anticipate.
Do you love me? Are you playing your love games with me? All right.
They'll do something, but
more than likely, I feel like they'll probably follow up the raid with something.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, the backstop to this is the Supreme Court.
Yeah, we'll take it all the way to there, and hopefully they will cover my ass.
And I just cannot believe that
I'm old Greg. Well spotted,
Templeton. The Supreme Court is going to turn a blind eye to the fact that whatever
whatever
crime they claim was committed, they're not actually going to have the factual evidence to support it.
They got 15 boxes of something.
And the fact that they're setting a really bad precedent of prosecuting predecessors, we just cannot stand
It's almost as if that it's a really serious thing and they ain't fucking around
for it in this country.
So when this comes up a big nothing burger in this whole raid at Mar-a-Lago and this whole pursuit of finding any type of, national security risk.
And then maggots have shot a bunch of people in revenge of Trump while this plays itself out as kind of a normal function of law and order, and that they just literally went down there to take back files he shouldn't have had and he was not taking proper care of. And they don't intend on, incarcerating him. But a bunch of maggots have murdered people because you ginned up violence. Then what?
This comes up a nothing burger. How do we move forward? Because people do not have trust in the DOJ, the FBI.
People.
And this is just another.
Well, half of them don't have trust in the DOJ because they're not moving fast enough on this fuckwad.
Another stain on their resume. And clear disclosure here. There's a lot of good people in the FBI. There's a lot.
Well, clear disclosure. She doesn't agree. She's closing her eyes. She's not with you on this. There are not a lot of good people in the FBI. According to Greg Kelly, there's 4 of them.
A lot of good people in the DOJ. There are a lot of good people.
Nope. They're all monsters, obviously.
That fight this country and that defend our values and want to see.
They fight this country? Wait a minute. What's your definition of good? Fight this country?
Out the truth. But at the end of the day, this is just another scar in the American people.
No, it's not. It's a healing balm.
People have lost a lot of faith in our justice system.
I think.
Imagine how they feel about Samsung.
That's right. I don't think the American people believe.
You can stop it. Don't think.
Believe the FBI.
All right, just tell us what happened. I don't give a fuck about your opinion about this. And the only value of having her on is what the fuck happened
anymore. And
ask her again what she did.
The fact that the Trump team didn't to show you that everybody's assuming that the FBI is corrupt in this because it's a ridiculous investigation. So I do.
No, it isn't.
Investigating and prosecuting.
You're a lawyer.
The FBI is sealing all of the probable cause. We don't know. They're not telling us what the probable cause was for the warrant because they want it sealed. So
it's almost as if it's all classified.
It's just they want to cloak everything. They want it to be done behind closed doors.
Or it could be that he was stealing stuff that was so sensitive that it could get people fucking killed.
The American people cannot hold them accountable. And I think.
Sure they do. We had elections. We did that last time.
The FBI at this point is much more dangerous to American freedoms than any type of domestic terrorism.
Whoa. Yeah, Boston bomber? Yeah, no, don't worry about that. The FBI is worse.